Started. Welcome, Mitch. My name is Ayana. I'm a new member of the Green Room Futures team, and I'm part of like the media and also conducting these interviews. So welcome. Let's start off with
Thank you.
about you and what you're about. Where are you from? Where are you from in Australia, and where are you right now? How old are you? What sport do you play? And what you're currently studying at the school that you're at.
Yeah, so I'm Mitch. I'm 20 from Canberra. I'm currently playing tennis at Seward County Community College. It's a D1 juco.
Cool, cool. Um, I I know a little bit about juco. I also started out when I was about 19 until 21. So junior colleges are 2-year colleges, and I also started out at Tyler Junior College. I don't know if you know Tyler.
Yeah, I'm aware of Tyler. That gives me a bit of what I need to know about you. All positive, all positive in that sense.
Okay, great. No, I know. So I play soccer myself. I don't really know much about tennis, um, but I know the boys and the girls at Tyler. The tennis team was really good, and
Yeah.
going to national championships here and there and stuff. So um, yeah, a bit of a friendly rivalry, I'd say.
Yeah, the Tyler's a bit better than us, but we give them a run for their money. I like to think so.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. That's fantastic. Okay, so. You're at Seward County College.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you studying at the moment?
So I'm studying pre-physical therapy, but I plan to transfer and change it to more exercise science. Just the same field of study, just a bit more broad.
Okay. Okay. And is this more like are you taking specific classes for this particular degree, or is it more like general studies right now?
The f first year was general studies, but now I've moved more into the anatomy and physiology of the human body and how that all works, and
Yeah.
the athletic training side of it, which is like injury prevention and management and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, which is hopefully what I plan to move into.
Yeah. Okay. So you're planning on moving on to a 4-year college after this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. And so you're now a sophomore, you're a second year. Um, What's that like? What's that jump like from being a freshman, completely new, um, to now a sophomore? Like um, you've had a bit of experience with your first year, and now being a sophomore. How is that? What does that feel like for you?
I didn't think there would be such of a drastic change, being that it's only second year out of 4 years of what I would be spending in the US, not specifically at Seward. But the responsibilities on the team seem to just they go from here to they just jump up because
As
you
in
spend a
more
year there.
responsibility?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
because you
Interesting.
also it feels like you're more supposed to be the role model for all the new freshmen that you were only there like 6 months ago.
Right, right. I know how you feel. It's because junior colleges, you only get 2 years. So it's like your
Yeah,
first year is you're completely new, and your second year, it almost feels as if you're a senior. You're not a senior technically, but like you're the
yeah, it's
last.
only your second year, but
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Because when I went to my 4-year college, I didn't feel like that until my senior year. So like I can imagine the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, the first 3 years at a 4-year college, like, you don't feel that sort of sense of responsibility, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, okay, so let's dial it back a little bit. When did you decide that you wanted to study and play in the US, and like what inspired you to take this journey through to college in the US?
So at Canberra, I ran into Matt Wade at a careers expo in would have been February or March of 2022.
Okay.
And from that point onwards, it was I'd always loved traveling. And then I saw that opportunity and I'm like, oh. imagine like I was with my mate at the time, and I was like, oh, imagine that, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
And then being me, I went over, had a chat with him. Richo was also there,
Yeah.
and it was just back and forth. And he brings up being like, no, you sound like you could join some sort of team over there. And
Mhm.
so then I think he gave me his card or whatever, and then we had one of the it was just like a group information sessions. And after that, I was like, yes, this is it. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Has everything I want all in the one place. I was like, go, make it happen.
Was there
All
anything,
of that,
was
all
there
of that from
anything in
just one
particular?
careers expo.
What's that? Sorry?
All of that was just from that one careers expo meeting.
Yeah. And that was in Canberra, was it?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Was there anything in particular that like really stood out to you?
It was the more hands-on part of my degree that was kind of the big thing for me because obviously like I could have played tennis at home, but also I played it here. But if I went and did my studies back home, I didn't feel like it would have been it was more hands-on as the fourth year, but I've already had hands-on experience within my field
Yeah.
within my first year.
Yeah.
So I've already got the confidence within the field that I want to do moving into that, and I haven't even finished my degree.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. And when you say like hands-on, is it like these classes that you're taking, is it like, is it very hands-on? Is it very specific to your degree and that's what you like?
Yeah, I'm in a class, it's a practicum in sports medicine.
Yeah.
So I work directly under the athletic trainers and
Oh, cool.
one of the athletes comes in with an injury and I'm there helping him or if I know what I'm doing, I'll help them myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. It's also really nice. The good thing about junior colleges and smaller schools is that like your classes aren't filled in this massive auditorium with 200 students and this one professor. It's like maybe 10 to 20, no more than 20 kids in one small classroom. And it's really like you can really interact with this teacher and ask them questions that you want, and they'll help you. And that's like one of the best things that I found with my junior college of how like small and how interactive it really was, which was so helpful for me. So,
Yeah, having a nice and small class, I've really got to know most of my teachers.
yeah,
I've had the same one for like a year now, and half the class was having a conversation because that's what it is.
yeah,
You're not messing around, like you said, with 80 odd students in one class.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love that about junior colleges. Okay, so what does like your daily schedule, your day in the life, what does that look like for you as a student athlete? Just go through like a random day.
So coach gets us up for a 6 a.m. workout. We're on the tennis courts doing sport specific workouts. So that includes more like agility based rather than a weight room based
Okay.
activity. That's about for an hour there. Get enough time for a shower and get some food before class, which is usually around 8 to 12,
Yeah.
and then depending on the day, and then lunchtime before training at 1 till 3, which it's usually about half an hour warm up and then an hour and a half of three different drills the coach has already got ready for us. By the time we get back to campus, it's about 3:30, and then I'm in the gym doing weights myself.
Okay. Cool.
Get off, have a shower, have some more food, and then I work nights as well. Working in the library as a tutor from around 8 till 10.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I did the same thing actually. Don't know how I got into that, but I was
It's a pretty sweet gig.
yeah, it's wild to think about that. What are you tutoring? What subject?
More sciences, so the chemistry, physics, math, all that sort of side.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a busy day, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, so what's been like the biggest academic challenge for you? And like do you have like a school student advisor and have they helped you like work your classes around or anything like that?
I didn't actually know my advisor for the first year, so I was just always going to coach. And
Oh,
by second year, it was like I got to know her, and I was like, I should have gone you at first because she's quite helpful and
yeah.
worked out all my classes instead of me trying to rush around. And she really quite helped getting all that done.
Yeah, yeah, they are super helpful, and you don't really know about them because you're just like you sort of just go to your coach for pretty much everything.
Yeah, because
Um,
you think coach knows everything, but then that's what she knows. And it's like, okay, you got that job for a reason. You know what you're doing.
yeah,
It helps amazingly.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I'm glad you have a student advisor that can help you. They really do um take a lot of the load off your shoulders and stuff. So yeah. Um, okay, so I just want to quickly dial it back way before college even was a thought in your mind. Tell me about like your growing up as a kid in Canberra, and like what tennis was like, and then just talk about like your sort of growing up, your clubs that you went to and all of that before heading off to college in the States.
So I originally started off playing soccer
Oh,
from
true.
I couldn't tell you what age, but from that size.
Yeah.
I picked up tennis a little later than that, of playing both, and then it kind of got to the point where I was like, these are both kind of getting competitive.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on one. And I just so happened to pick tennis.
Yeah.
And I'd always been in the same club, working from the lowest level, getting up, introducing competitions, and ended up training under the same coach, doing private lessons, and eventually working up to out of club competitions. And that's around the time that I met Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So mainly Matt and Richo, they were the ones that sort of helped you um at Greenroom Futures. And I guess like what was the recruitment process like for you? Was it like a bit stressful or was it too quick in transition or was it just smooth sailing for you?
It's pretty smooth sailing. The biggest challenge was convincing my parents to let me go halfway across the world.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a
Because
struggle.
once they had got all the information from, because obviously I came running home from that careers expo being like, this is what I want to do, but they never met him, they didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So then that information I gave them all the information that they needed to know, and then everyone was at ease and it was go time.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Love that. Um, yeah, it's pretty smooth sailing with Matt always,
Yeah.
isn't it? He was also my agent. He helped me get to the States as well. So pretty smooth sailing, that guy. Um, okay. Is there anything that you wished that you knew before coming to the US? Anything in particular?
I don't know if it comes with being that it's a smaller school, but you're around the same people every day, day in, day out.
Yeah.
So make sure you know how to relax yourself both in and around people, both
Yeah.
in like around them and also in your own time.
Yeah, yeah.
With some of the times with having roommates and you might not get alone time for a couple of days. You still need to be able to rewind
Yeah.
with being on your own and without being on your own.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have much like downtime for yourself?
Not too much. Weekends is mainly the downtime.
Yeah. When are your like match schedules? Like are they on weekends or are they during the week?
It's every day. It could be any day of the week.
Hmm.
It tends to usually be on like a Friday,
Yeah.
but it could be any day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And are you in season right now or are you an
Yeah,
off? You're an in
yeah,
season.
in season, spring season.
Okay, cool. When does your season usually end? Because I know basketball, they have March Madness and then that's it for them. They can head off, but for other spring sports, it's might be a bit different. So
Yeah,
when
so
does
we started just matches in February, but we're about to finish our conference match as of next week. So
Oh, okay.
mid-April.
Okay, so the regular conference schedules come into an end soon, and then do you go into regionals and all of that
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go into regionals and then I believe we're seeded into nationals as well.
Oh, you already are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That would be awesome. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, congrats on that. Um, okay, so I want to ask what your perspective on like the different cultures are like in the US compared to Australia, like the sporting cultures. Is it any different?
I think they take it a lot more competitively.
Here,
Like they take
US.
in the US, yeah.
Okay.
Because I
Interesting.
don't know how it works for soccer, but the amount of language used per se by just even the people on the sidelines here of just going at it for the smallest little things, they're really getting into the sport.
Oh, interesting.
And in
Because
my experience with tennis, it was more like a gentleman sport. I don't like that term, but you get the gist of what I mean.
yeah,
Here it's not like that. The
interesting.
team says some wild things, and it's not just my team, it's every team that we've ever versed is always
Oh.
very much their side.
Oh, I'm very curious as to what they say now.
I don't understand half of it because it's there a lot like tennis has a lot of internationals across all teams.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're saying, but I know they're saying something, and sometimes it's in Russian, sometimes it's in Spanish. It could be in any language, but
Yeah, that's
you know they're saying something.
yeah, you can understand the tone that they're
Yeah,
in. Yeah, that's international language. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, I actually did look at your roster and I saw a whole bunch of internationals from all over the world, and I thought
yeah.
that was so cool.
We've
Um,
got one American on the team.
that's wild. Out of how many of you?
18, I believe.
Wow. Wait, that's crazy. That's pretty
We
cool.
have at least one from each continent, except Antarctica for
Yeah. Um, do you like that? Would you rather be at a school with all like a bunch of Americans, or is it nice um having a team that is really like international and you all like get each other basically?
yeah. I quite like having all internationals because we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like the one American, he's like every weekend he goes home. We don't see him.
Mm.
But like all of us, like we understand. Yeah, I might be further away than you, but we're both $1,000 plane ride away from home. We're not going home for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's kind of that like bond of just yeah, we're in it for the long haul together.
Yeah.
So you bond over that really.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, everyone when it comes time to like home time, you're all the internationals gathering and it's like, oh, when are you leaving? Like what
Yeah,
flight are you taking?
everyone's got their flights booked, and
Oh,
everyone's
really?
comparing. Oh, I get to leave before you. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm stuck here for another week. Da, da, da.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I remember when I was living because my junior college was in Texas in Tyler. So that was a bit far from Dallas. It was about like
Yeah,
a 2 hour drive from Dallas, Fort Worth Airport. And so we'd all have to like sort of communicate with each other with what like flight times we're taking on what day we were leaving so
yeah.
that
How are you getting to the airport? Because
yeah, yeah, exactly.
you can't walk there.
Yeah, yeah, that's so yeah. I know how you feel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so staying on like the culture differences, but like just normal culture differences like food, the people, like places. Is it any different compared to Australia?
definitely the food.
Did it feel
That's
wow?
the biggest.
Yeah.
I thought going in. I don't know if this is me being naive or not, but I thought going in, being that colleges are so like athletically dominated, that the food would be like somewhat decent. But like as an example, tonight's dinner was nuggets and fries. Like it's all deep fried.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have
Like
a
I thought,
cafeteria?
as what, sorry?
Do you have a cafeteria that you all go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just the one cafeteria, so it's all you don't get a pick in
Yeah.
what you're having.
They don't even have like a salad bar, maybe?
It's, yes, but it's not all that good.
Yeah. It doesn't.
It's kind of it's kind of like you're in the middle of Kansas, so it's the
Yeah.
food tastes like you're in the middle of Kansas.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
Oh God. Yeah, I know how you feel. It took me several months to get used to the food. Um,
yeah.
and even then I wasn't like fully used to it, but it got better.
And then you go home for the summer, have some nice food, and then
Nice
you get a
chicken
couple
parma.
months back to it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, how are the like accents over there for you?
It's such a mix because there's so many internationals in the dorms that
Yeah.
you
That's
you pick up on everything.
yeah. Have
Like
you
it's,
learned?
it isn't just my team that's international. Like all the teams here are all internationals, and
Yeah.
so I know someone from basically every country, which have their own accent.
Mm.
So it's something you kind of not ignore, but it kind of becomes second nature to just hear a different accent
Yeah.
every other day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Have you learned any other language?
Only how to swear, but that's not what you want to hear.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, how are the facilities over there compared to Australia?
They're insane here. I like to think I'm a small school and we've got three different weight rooms. One's a little more of like a gym for the public, but then there's
Yeah.
two athletic weight rooms.
Yeah.
We've got an indoor turf facility that all the teams can use.
Oh,
I I haven't seen anything like that back home.
yeah. Yeah.
Like
Um,
I grew up on my courts. They got upgraded as I was playing, but they weren't very good beforehand. But they were somewhat decent when I started getting to the competitive age. But here, the condition of the courts are quite good. They got never seen what a windbreaker was before, but they got them on courts, and
what's that?
it's just like a big sheet that you put on the fence that just essentially stops the wind.
Oh,
Because
oh,
if you play
okay.
tennis in the wind, you don't play tennis.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
And having
About that.
the trainers right there
Yeah,
also helps incredibly.
one of the biggest things about the US for me was the trainers. Like they were just
Yeah.
always there, constantly at like your call, and you could go see them at any time really because there was just so many of them and it
Yeah.
was so helpful.
And they all knew exactly what they were doing, all on the same page, and
Mm. Yeah.
worked out perfectly.
And if, there's always got to be somebody there because there are so many students that are like, learning and, you know, going after the head trainers, and so they're always going to be there and they're always learning, and yeah, that was one of the biggest things I noticed over there as well. So, um okay, so far, what's been the best and what's been the hardest part about um your college experience so far?
Best part would have to be it's stuck in my head since it happened. This is a year ago.
Yeah.
It was a match out in St. Louis.
Yeah.
The team went, I think it wasn't against the best team, but all of us that played, we all held 6-0, 6-0.
Okay.
So we were doing pretty well, and
Yeah.
I think I was the last match to finish.
Yeah.
And then once that was done, the team ran up, and I don't know if you've seen how they do in the Davis Cup, and they picked me up and threw me up and
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cheered, and it was that felt ecstatic as that happened. That's just stuck in my head.
Yeah. That's so cool. I love the camaraderie that everyone just like gets around you, and
Yeah, you really are. You're not just a team, you are one team.
yeah. Yeah. It's almost like your second family at this point.
Yeah,
Because you're
exactly.
all so far away from home, it's like, yeah, this is my family. Yeah,
Yeah, and you're all just as passionate about the sport as you are, and
yeah,
everyone understands how much it means.
that's awesome. That's so good to hear. Um, okay, so are there any like resources to help all of you athletes, like nutritionists or mental health expos or anything like that?
We don't have a nutritionist, but we do have a mental health counselor at the school. So
Okay.
it's free to all students, and
Yeah.
but
That's
they do provide like they don't have a nutritionist, but they do provide like nutritional information of like, hey, this is what you should be having, but the cafeteria doesn't follow that.
yeah. Cool. Okay, that's good. That's so good to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah, those two are like the biggest things that some like athletes don't really get too much exposure from. Like you'll always get like the drills from the sport and the gym for the sport, but it's, you got to take a step back and think like, oh, what about my mental state for the sport? Or what about
physical and mental well-being as well, rather than
yeah,
performance. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And also because there are so many internationals, you gotta keep an eye on these athletes and make sure that they're okay being so far from home. So
yeah.
yeah, no, it's a big thing. And speaking of being far from home, do you get homesickness? And if you do, like how do you handle it?
Definitely from time to time.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was going to hit as much as what because everyone's like, oh yeah, you get homesick, but then like when it hits you, it does get you,
yeah,
especially over the holiday time if you don't go home for the winter break, Christmas break sort of time.
yeah,
So what I like to call the family, keep them updated, and there's a few things from home that you might miss, so they'll send it in a little package and
yeah. A nice
get
care.
a little reminder of home, and that's really sweet. I like that.
Yeah, I always loved my care packages. They were just,
Yeah,
either full of shapes, a jar of
Tim
Vegemite,
Tams,
Tim Tam.
Vegemite. Yep, I got half a tub of Vegemite still here.
Yeah, yeah. I liked my Milo to be sent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cute. Oh, yeah, I love that. Um, okay. I know there are lots of internationals at your school, but are there any other Aussies?
Not on the team, but within the school, yeah. There are four of us total here.
Okay.
All of them are all soccer players.
Guys,
Two
girls
guys,
or both?
two guys and one girl.
Okay.
One of the guys and the girl is also with Green Room with Matt as well.
Oh, okay. I'll have to get onto that and have a chat
Yeah,
with them about, Seward and how it's going for them as well. That's cool.
yeah,
Okay.
they're from. I've never seen them before. They're from all other sides of Australia, so I didn't.
Yeah.
So I only met them here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome. Did you know that, they were a part of Green Room Futures before you came or did you just like interact with them and be like, "Oh, like I went through Matt as well."
Rochelle, who's the girl, I knew because we came at the same time, and Matt sent us an email being like, "Hey, if you see this person, they're also going. They're with me as well."
Yeah.
But the other Jevic, the guy, I didn't know that he was until I saw his post one day on the Instagram. Being like, "Oh, he's coming here."
Ah,
So once he was here, I got to be like, "Hey, I'm Aussie too. I'm international."
yeah.
So.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. There's so many people, there's so many other Australians that I've met in the States, and it's just like this sort of like natural bond that you can have with them because you
Yeah.
just can relate so much with so many things. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I met one on the other team the other day, and or other teams, but we're sitting there having a chat of being like, "How long you been here?" And like
Yeah.
it's just a mutual bond of even being from the same country.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You talk about what you miss the most back home,
Oh
like
yeah,
food or family or whatever. Yeah, that's yeah. It's a cool thing. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got two more questions for you. Um, First one is if you could do this all over again, like would you choose to still go to the same school and in the same division? And would you choose to do this whole route again for the US college pathway?
Yeah, I don't think I'd change anything. I quite like the training here and the level here.
Yeah,
I didn't know the level was going to be this high, but
yeah,
I'd do all the same again because I'd like to think I've made a name for myself here in a good way. So
yeah.
I'm
Cool.
quite happy with what I've done here.
Oh, awesome. No, that's fantastic to hear. And my last question for you is there any advice that you could give a fellow Aussie who is considering studying and playing in the US?
You should do it, but and if you do, once you get here, get involved with the school. And I
Yeah,
don't mean that as like a do it for the school, like it because it comes back and helps you out. I used to volunteer at the athletic games just as a one part was because I had to for community service for the sport, but
yeah,
then other ones was just I was trying to help out, and that eventually led to extra scholarship and a job.
yeah. Okay.
So it comes around to help you,
Yeah,
especially if you're helping out.
yeah. No, that's good advice. Yeah, that's really good. It's always nice to get involved. You also meet new people here and there, and
Yeah,
once you like put yourself out there and you try this job or you try this volunteering gig or anything like that. I know I had a lot of jobs, about two or three at a time in every school that I was at, and it kept me busy.
yeah.
A
Three
little
jobs
too
keeps me
busy.
busy.
Yeah, yeah. But it's always worth it in the end because you meet so many
Yeah,
cool people and you just have all of these new experiences. And it's awesome. So that's really good advice, Mitch. Thank you for that. Okay, that's all I've got for you today, and all the time we have. But I appreciate you coming on and speaking with me.
thank
Um,
you for having me.
yeah, it was really nice to meet you. I'll keep in touch with you and yeah, we'll see how the next couple of years go for you, and I'm excited for you to see how your
Thank
college
you. Yeah,
career plays out. So, yeah, thank you, Mitch.
thank you
Um,
very much.